Solar geoengineering, also known as solar radiation management, is a set of technologies that aim to cool the Earth by reflecting a small amount of sunlight back into space. Imagine a giant sunshade, partially shielding our planet from the sun's rays. This can be achieved through various methods, such as injecting reflective particles into the stratosphere or increasing cloud reflectivity. These techniques could potentially counteract some of the effects of climate change. While these technologies are still in their early stages of development, they hold the potential to significantly reduce global temperatures. The concept is based on mimicking the cooling effect of volcanic eruptions, which release sulfate aerosols into the atmosphere, temporarily blocking sunlight. Solar geoengineering could provide a temporary respite from the escalating impacts of climate change. However, it is crucial to emphasize that solar geoengineering is not a substitute for reducing greenhouse gas emissions. It is a potential complementary approach to mitigate some of the effects while we transition to a low-carbon economy. The risks and benefits of implementing such technologies are still being debated, and further research is crucial. Solar geoengineering offers potential benefits, particularly in mitigating some of the most severe impacts of climate change. One significant advantage is its potential to slow down the rate of global warming. By reflecting sunlight away from Earth, solar geoengineering could help to reduce global temperatures, thereby alleviating some of the pressures on ecosystems and human societies. Furthermore, solar geoengineering could contribute to reducing the melting of glaciers and ice sheets. The accelerated melting of these ice formations is a major contributor to rising sea levels, posing significant threats to coastal communities worldwide. By mitigating temperature increases, solar geoengineering could potentially slow down this process and buy us valuable time to adapt to the changing climate. Moreover, some studies suggest that solar geoengineering could have positive impacts on crop yields in certain regions. By reducing heat stress on plants and altering precipitation patterns, solar geoengineering could potentially enhance agricultural productivity, contributing to global food security. However, it is important to note that these potential benefits need to be thoroughly investigated, considering potential negative side effects and regional variations. Despite its potential benefits, solar geoengineering also presents significant risks and uncertainties. One primary concern is the potential for unintended and unpredictable consequences on Earth's climate system. The complex interplay of atmospheric processes makes it challenging to predict the full range of impacts that solar geoengineering could have on regional weather patterns, precipitation, and extreme events. Another major concern is the lack of global governance and ethical frameworks surrounding solar geoengineering. The deployment of such technologies raises complex geopolitical questions regarding who controls the global thermostat and how potential risks and benefits are distributed. International cooperation and robust governance mechanisms are crucial to ensure responsible research and potential deployment, addressing ethical considerations and potential conflicts. Furthermore, there are concerns about moral hazard. Critics argue that the prospect of a technological fix for climate change could discourage efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. This could lead to a scenario where we become overly reliant on solar geoengineering, masking the underlying problem of climate change without addressing its root causes. The potential deployment of solar geoengineering necessitates a global conversation involving scientists, policymakers, and the public. Open and transparent discussions are crucial to weigh the potential benefits and risks, address ethical concerns, and establish international governance mechanisms. Research into solar geoengineering must continue to improve our understanding of its potential impacts and limitations. This research should be conducted with international collaboration and transparency, sharing findings openly to inform global discussions. Public engagement is essential to ensure that societal values and concerns are integrated into decision-making processes regarding solar geoengineering. The decision of whether or not to deploy solar geoengineering is not one to be taken lightly. It requires careful consideration of the scientific evidence, potential risks, and ethical implications. Ultimately, international cooperation and a commitment to addressing climate change through a multitude of approaches, including reducing emissions, are essential for a sustainable future.